What's up, guys? Today we're playing Epic 7, and today we're on a subscriber account. Somebody help! Oh, there is so much wrong with this today. Oh my goodness. You can't unsee this, but I guess Doomsday Death Cults need a beach day too? I don't know. Last video, we did Nightmare Queen and Era Hawken. Today, we are putting boots to face to all of the other Nightmare bosses, and hopefully, we get some gear to roll as well. Nightmare Karkanis is going to be our first battle today. We have an all water or ice. We have a blue team. And as you can see from the debuffs that we have already, we have the passive abilities turned off, which means that Seaside Bologna is basically going to do nothing, but I don't have any other of the ice elements to be able to bring into this fight. Now the boss is going to put a lot of debuffs on you, and you don't want to hit him when you have those debuffs like that, because then you're going to get counter-attacked. Amelia is not an amazing healer, she's more of an enabler and a buffer, so you don't want to take on additional damage, because then she's going to have a lot of trouble healing you, right? She does have cleanse, which is nice, but you probably want to save that S number 3 for when the ads do their debuffs, because they're going to put a bunch of debuffs on your guys, and you don't want to take too many rounds. Now, one problem that I have is I've teleported directly to the boss, and this means I have no souls. So I want to build some souls up before I take him into the next phase. Now, when this boss hits 70%, then he's going to go into sort of a stealth mode. We have to break him out of that stealth mode with an AoE. Brieg will also break him out when he gets the full fighting spirit, but mostly what I'm doing here is I'm bringing in Seaside Bologna for this.
I'll show you what I've got.
I tried a lot of different heroes. Honestly, my favorite hero to bring is Ran. I think that he does the best. But see, we have all these debuffs on us. This is a chance to use that S number 3. And one thing, I understand that this shoe has an AoE ability on our S number 3. It does not hit hard enough to break him out of the stealth mode, because he also has a shield, so it's not going to be something that you're going to want to do.
You degrade yourself further.
So here we go. We do have that stealth now, and when this ad goes, there's the shield. So now it's gonna be difficult to break him out of the stealth because of that shield, right? This is where Ran comes in handy. I choose not to do that AoE because basically he's gonna counterattack, and we all have defense break, and that's probably gonna be a wipe. You see that big damage he's putting down. So we're gonna go ahead and remove all the debuffs, and then we're gonna cycle through. Now, if you're walking here for the first time, right, you probably have a bunch of souls already, so you break him out of the stealth, and then start to wail on him. But I don't have that, so we're gonna wait one more rotation.
Bring it on. I thought this could be fun.
Oh man, I should not have done this AoE with Seaside Bologna. Now he's gonna counterattack. She didn't hit him, didn't break him out of stealth, and she got countered.
I have zero tolerance for my enemies.
When that boss is in the stealth mode, you can see they're healing up a bit. So we dropped him down to 70. Now he's back up to probably, I don't know, what is that, 80% or something? Hits so hard, so hard. Amelia just does not have enough healing to be able to heal this, and if you get some unlucky defense breaks, if you get some unlucky hits, you might have to restart this one just using this one healer. You know, a lot of times I bring in 2 healers. I'll bring in like Montmorency, but I did make a mistake, or I guess not a mistake, but I didn't have enough healers for the Devour Erahaken, so I had to use Montmorency there, and I forgot I was going to use her here, so that sucks, but I think we'll be okay. Can't use S number 2 on yourself. Oh man, I gotta wait for the S3. We do get a little bit of healing from Doctor's back there. That was a good choice. 38k from Shu. Man, that's insane. That Daydream Joker on her with that single target attack just hits so hard.
With each meaningless outburst, you degrade yourself further.
I'll show you what I've got.
So now we see that we did get to break this boss out of his stealth mode, which is good. Using that Brieg, he can act like that too, and I think it's helpful. You have more than one way to break him out of that stealth mode. I should save the S3 here until the next turn, so we're going to get a bunch of debuffs right now from the boss and also from the ad here.
Your efforts are futile.
There they go.
I'll accept your duel.
Now, when this boss hits 40%, then he's going to enter into his next phase. So that's very important that if you land any kind of debuff on him and he drops below that 40%, then he is going to remove those debuffs and start to hit really hard. This is why we need the souls, right? We want to be able to, we want to soul burn and destroy him with Shu once he gets into that next phase.
Run before it's too late.
I would really love it if Seaside Bologna was doing her S number 2, that passive ability. What's it called? You're not cute.
Your efforts are futile.
What I would like to do here is I would like to break this boss down underneath the threshold. So we're going to try and land this defense break and see what we can do. There's a defense break. Very nice. And now the boss has been triggered. You see that he cleansed, right? So now we have no more defense break. If you had a defense break right here, then we would only need a couple of soul burn to knock him dead. I'm going to try and do it without the defense break. Hopefully we get some procs here. We only got one proc so far. Very close. We needed at least one more proc to finish it. Seaside Bologna, MVP, doing nothing. We're also getting some debuffs and a defense break. You see that on this Brieg. We also see some injury here. So you don't want to stay too long within this phase, or else your heroes are not going to do any damage. Hopefully Shu will finish it right here with an S number 1. There's the proc, and we finish the battle. Very nice. There we go, 3-man Nightmare Karkanis with Seaside Bologna just sort of hanging out, sipping drinks and stuff. So if you are walking there, Seaside Bologna actually helps you because she will kill the waves a lot faster. If you teleport there, though, she does basically nothing, and you should substitute her in with someone who doesn't have a passive ability. But once you go down, you can just follow around. There is a mini boss here and a mini boss right here as well, so that'll help you to get more of these sap covered items. Let's see what we're gonna get. I'm actually kind of excited. I do love Nightmare because you get some really amazing things versus, you know, just the Hell Raid where you don't know what you're going to get. Let's see. Get rid of the ring. And then this one, we're going to get rid of this. For me to keep Revenge set, it has to be amazing. That one is not. And this one, hey, I like it. I do. We have health, defense, speed, effect, resist. I'm looking at you. Wow. Actually, who am I looking at? There's so many. Yeah, we have Rowana. You can put this onto somebody like a Pillis. You can put it onto somebody like a Karina. Tons of people use this. Let's go ahead and we are going to roll it. Why not? I like rolling gear. Now this one is a 31, so it's part of the old set, not the new set, where the new ones, you know, they roll a little bit better and they start with a little bit of substats. But let's see what we get. We get a 6 into health. You know, it really could be anything, and I think that it would be amazing as long as it rolls pretty well here. So a 6 and a 5, not so good. Let's see onto the +9 roll. We get a 9 in defense. That's what I'm talking about. So now we have a 60. I like it. I like it a lot. Let's go ahead. We're going to go all the way to +15. Actually, you know what? I want to use up some of this first. Let's use, how about like 100? 168. Save some of the runes. There we go. Give me something good. Nice. Nice. This one came out to an 87. Now, it is a little bit low because we had two low-ish rolls into the health, but we see we got a 9 and a 7 here and an 8 here. That one looks very good for a ton of heroes that we can build. Nightmare Council now. We are using a full Earth team, and we're going to try Leia. Now, what I usually do for this fight is I bring in Destina. That's pretty much all I use her for. And then I also bring in Rey, because I have him built, right? Then I try to go for 2 damage dealers. Now, what you want ultimately out of your team, I mean, you want them all to be Earth, but you need at least 2 forms of cleanse. Zahak, perfect for this fight, because he has the S2 cleanse, and then of course Destina has a cleanse as well. I think when you're using Destina, you could also use any kind of artifact that will help her heal more, or you can use an artifact like the Wondrous Potion Vial to help clear some of your debuffs. Now you do need to have 200% effect resist for a 100% chance to not get debuffs. She's got about 160 or so, 220 with her buff, but that's only for the 2 turns. Now, because I only have 1 healer here, we have the Bloodstone onto the Landy. That'll help keep us topped off. And Leia is going to be our 3rd form of cleanse. So we have a cleanse on Zahak, we have a cleanse on Destina, we have a cleanse on Leia. I'm not certain I need that much cleanse. You need at least 2 for sure, but not certain need that much. Because look, now we have a Zahak turn, and we don't even have to S2. So I want to save it in case I need it, but man, I'm not sure I actually need it. We have Destina too. She hasn't needed a heal yet. Right here would be the best time to use that Leia, but I already burned it. I really like her animation. That is so fun. She's very much like a Avril Lavigne with anger issues. I like it. That's really fun. Destina doing nothing. Oh, here we go. We finally get to do something with Destina. I want to take off this Venom. Not really so much for the heal, but to take off the Venom. That way it doesn't reduce her down even further, but also I don't want it to spread to everyone else. Now we get our first phase of the break. We see that there's a debuff onto this number 3 target. I like that they've done this in Nightmare mode because honestly we would not be able to survive if we had to take a death. Like, it would be too much RNG. Now right here, what I really should be doing is soul burning. But I'm a little bit worried that I'm not going to have enough souls for the next phase, so we'll see how this goes. Let's get down a heal, and then we'll keep going on to this number 3. Nice healing. I like it. You need to get out of this phase as soon as possible. Soul burning is a good idea.
I'll do my best.
I wonder how much damage this is going to do. Let's go ahead and do the cleanse first. On the next round, we'll see if we can get some more damage off of Leia. Interested to see how the S3 does.
Beast of the West.
Prove your worth. Death comes at unexpected moments.
18,000 from Zahak. Very nice.
My secret weapon.
Let's put down some more damage, and this should pretty much do it to get out of this first split phase. There we go. And we're not doing too bad, but I would like to be a little bit more topped off. Let's go with the Leia. 14,000. Hey, that's pretty good. That's not bad at all. 14,000.
Resist as much as you can.
Now, the reason that I'm saving souls here is because after the second break phase, we're going to have to do soul burn pretty much every rotation. So having someone who has a 1 soul burn is very important. So something like as the Hawk, right, because it's on the S number 1, is going to be very good. I believe that we also have a soul burn on Floppy Hat Lilius on the S number 1. It doesn't do much, it just gives some extra healing. That's another person that you could bring. I believe Giselle also has a soul burn on her S1. And then Sid has a soul burn on his S number 3. Now you can't do that every single round, but the S number 3 can come in handy, but it's going to do much more damage. Now if you're going to use Floppy Hat Lilius, I think you want to put her onto Daydream Joker. That's going to do a lot of damage because she's single target attack. That boss S3 hurts so much. But look, now we have a Leia come up. She's able to cleanse all of this. Very nice. But again, Zahak doesn't need to cleanse. So I think if I run this again, I'm going to run it. And I'm just going to use Zahak just to do attack buff onto the Landy. Get a little bit more damage. Maybe speed this fight up a little bit. We should be getting to a break phase pretty soon.
The stage belongs to everyone. Everybody now. Good.
I do like that Leia brings a dual attack. That's actually really nice. If we can keep getting those dual attacks onto your Landy, she'll also have a heal, which is pretty good. Zahak, though, doing so much damage. This S3 should probably do it. Let's see if we can knock him into the second split phase. There it is. Okay. Now we're on to number 2. And I think what I'm going to do is start to soul burn here. Once you get the first single target hit onto the target you want, then you can just double click or, you know, tap or whatever. And it should hit the target with the lowest amount of health because there's no elemental advantage here. Let's get down a heal. I want to get out of this phase as soon as possible. Arky, not as good as soul burning. So when Zahak's turn comes, I think we're going to start doing that. There we go, 17,000 on S number 1. Perfect. And the dual attack for 13,000.
Why not surrender? Get ready.
I probably could have done a soul burn there. Oh man, I thought I was going to do it. I thought I was going to knock him into the next phase. Didn't quite do it, so needed one more S1. So now you see the boss has a debuff, or a buff, and it's an unhappy face. It's a frowny face. Council, the real waifu of Epic 7, in case you didn't know, we don't want to see her with a frowny face. It is a her, right? I don't know, it's like a swarm of hers. Random fact of the day. When you have bees, okay, every worker bee in the bee colony is female. Every worker bee. The drones are men. And get this, every winter, the female bees kick out all the male bees before they bed down for winter, and the male bees just die. And then some more are born next year, so you're welcome for that. You're welcome for that tidbit of knowledge. We do a soul burn onto our Zahak, and you see the frowny face is gone. Our waifu is happy again. And then, whenever we see another one, we're just going to do it again. This one shouldn't give us any more trouble.
Leave it to me.
Frowny
Do
face.
my best.
Leia, I think, she's going to progress that frowny face. Let's see how much this soul burn does with additional damage.
That looks painful.
I'll finish this.
22. Okay, that's pretty good, right?
I'll make you
We
use
had a 14 on the first one, 22 on the second one. Let's just soul burn and get this fight over with. I think that anytime you get that break phase, just use your souls. We have more than enough for the end phase. So try and get out of that break phase as soon as possible, and you're going to be good.
For Felicia. Ha! It's all together. Showtime.
Leia did work out pretty well. I like it. I think that Lilius probably do a little bit better job.
Glory.
Giselle, probably good here as well.
I'm at the scene.
You can bring Zahak and Landy and a second healer. Like I said, I like to use Rey. It's a little bit slower fight. I think this one's a little faster
Good.
when you bring a little bit more damage instead of that extra healer. But I think that you probably need to also have Bloodstone. I'm not sure that Destina is going to be enough healing, but we're really not using a bunch of her heals anyway, right?
Find them. Just freaking for real. Sorry.
Nightmare Council. Actually, that was my first try. Not too bad at all. Leia doing a pretty good job. But I think that we didn't quite need that many dispels, so we can probably bring in someone like a Floppy Hat Lilius or some other damage dealer, right? So what we did is we went ahead and teleported, went down this way and then south. Now these are going to have 2 mini bosses, or at least this one's a mini boss. Backtrack, go up, then come to the west, kill the Mad, go back to the east and to the north and kill this one as well. This gave us 8 sap-covered items. So let's go ahead and see what we're going to get. I'm pretty excited. Wow, okay, not bad. I actually want to see the battle results. Now, no one's gonna beat the Landy, and it looks like, yeah, not even close here, not even close. You can bring in somebody with a little more damage there, as long as she's able to survive onto the boss fight. Here we go, flat attack main stat, flat HP main stat. Don't like it. This one has health, which is the worst stat ever to have on Torrent, since you get penalized for health to begin with. And then now we have a... Actually, this is a pretty good one. Again, we see that health, so we want to avoid it. But we have attack, speed, crit chance, crit damage, 37 overall. Let's go and roll it. Now, if this thing rolls into health, I'm totally done with it. Totally done. Don't want anything to do with it. And to be honest, who are you really going to use this necklace on? Maybe like an Arunka, right? Maybe you want to put it on to somebody who is fast and crit damage. I don't know. I don't really like it. Let's see what we roll. And there we go. Straight into health. Straight into health. Straight in the trash. That's cool. Last battle, we're coming into Secretary Vera. Wow, she's a cutie, right? Secretary Vera. Oh, I hate this fight so much. Now, it's going to be very difficult. I had to walk here, so it took a little bit longer, and I have a couple of souls left over, but not too much. But it means that I can start to soul burn Ras pretty much from turn 1. Now, the problem that we're going to have is we need to bring in debuffs. We have to. And we don't really have debuffs. We have debuffs from Ras, and we have an S1 debuff here from the Hazel as well. And that's about it. Milim is just here for damage. She's not going to bring any debuffs. So we're really relying on RNG. If you can bring in a different hero here, maybe a Fire Tenebria, maybe a Haste, maybe even something like an Araminta, then that's going to be pretty good. Araminta better for Devour Arahaken if you're using Burns, and Haste better for Devour if you're using Bleeds. So having them both might be beneficial. But we're going to give it a shot. We're going to see how good Milim does here, and hopefully we don't get smoked too bad. 9,000 on her extra attack. Actually, that's pretty darn good. I like it. Now, do I want to save some souls? When this boss gets at 50%, he's going to transform, and that's really when we need a lot of the souls. So don't be afraid to save some until that happens.
I wish someone would help me. I don't
Oh, I
know.
hate Mascot Hazel. I hate her voice lines. I hate her animation. I only use her for this. She's terrible. I wish they would fix Mascot Hazel.
Obey me.
You know, I like the original Hazel.
Obey
Specialty
me.
change, not good. Not good.
If I must fight,
The Dorky Hazel was better. I don't know what you call this. Dorky Hazel better. Hashtag Dorky Hazel.
Command me.
Don't do that. That's weird. All right, here we go. Let's see if we can knock him below 50%. We do get that debuff there, so you see that she has that debuff on S1, but it got cleansed right away, so it doesn't matter. The debuff comes into play when she transfers to a cocoon, so that's really what I want to see. Counterattack onto the Mercedes is so good, especially for this fight. She has the counter from her artifact, but also the counter from the
I'll protect you.
counter set. Now I'm saving the S3 there because I already have attack buff up.
Take this.
Let me help
You see that we have Milim that has the greater attack buff. Now if you do an attack buff while she has greater, it's going to extend it, so that's really what I want. Really, really close. Hopefully this knocks Vera below the threshold. Very nice. Get out of that first phase and into the next one. Now, when we look at this boss and we see the debuff there,
I will release
there
my
it goes.
power.
We get we get increased attack for every debuff that's applied, up to 400%. So if you can apply several debuffs, like a unhealable from your Mascot Hazel, a defense break, and a slow, then you're going to be doing a ton of damage, just a ton of damage. So keep that in mind. That's what we're really after. We want to break out of this as fast as possible while not wiping. If we don't break out of this phase, when that boss hatches, it's going to put down major damage and we're probably going to wipe.
Should we get started? I hope you're ready.
Come on, defense break. No defense break. Oh, man. This RNG is killing me. I need to have a defense break here.
Obey me.
I don't know if you guys heard that. My dog just walked by and decided to shake and made a whole bunch of noise. You guys probably heard it. That was weird. And then he just left. He came here just to bother me, and then he left. That's great. That's great. Thanks for that.
I'll protect you.
Let's go. We need this defense break. We have no more souls. There it is, but we're not doing enough damage. I'm really worried we're not going to break out of this phase.
Command me.
I want to have an attack buff before we use this S number 2. Let's use an S1.
I can't do this.
We do get a debuff here. Oh, but now we're getting provoked. Oh, and now the boss hatches. Look at all that damage. We didn't wipe, though. Hey, we did not
If I
wipe.
must fight,
That was great. I expected to die.
burn.
We didn't die, though. But can we finish the boss out? Everyone's got buffs now.
Mercedes, preparation complete. Blaze.
Let's continue. We're going to try and put down some damage here. The boss does have a 3-turn immunity, so we can't put down any defense breaks. So we're going to have to do an S1 on Ras. There we go. 85% effectiveness, so important on Ras, so that we're able to remove that immunity, but also put down the defense breaks, right? 9,000, hey, that's pretty good, even with the attack down. Milim hits so hard, she's just not great for this fight because she has no debuff. Man, these eggs healing the boss, not good for us. Boss is all the way back to full health. Man, come on.
Should we get started?
We're gonna have to start soul burning here.
Take this!
Now I want the highest attack to be Mercedes, but she's got a bunch of debuffs on her, so that's unfortunate. These little worm guys, they hatch, but they didn't heal. So that's good. Hopefully we can get down some damage onto this Vera.
I can't do this. Hello? Here I go.
Ah, Hazel, you're terrible. It is nice she has a debuff, though. That part is nice. We're getting really close to dying onto Mercedes. She already died once in the transition. So if she dies here, we're not going to be able to get her back. Maybe I should have soul burned right then so I get some extra healing. You know, right now this Hazel has on like a Shimadra staff, right? She has on something. We need an artifact that is going to give her more healing or removing debuffs. So I think something like a Wondrous Potion Vial might be pretty good here. We see AoEs from the boss, maybe even like a Reikos would be okay. I don't want to allocate a bunch of resources to Hazel since I only use her for this, but I do need some more output out of her. I'm not sure that this Hazel is maxed out.
Someone would help me.
We do lose Mercedes. Oh man. I don't know if we can do this without Mercedes. She's main damage dealer. We are doing big damage on the Secretary Vera now. 20,000 there. That's fantastic. Maybe we can get by with a few more hits. No defense break. That probably would have helped. We're about to lose Hazel. The provoke, so good. So good. I think we need to get some more effect resist on this Hazel as well so she doesn't get provoked so much. Here we go. We do have a soul. I hope we can land a defense break here. There it is. We have to wait one more turn because we have that provoke, but it looks like we're going to win. With counterattack, we do win. Oh my goodness. Secretary Vera, the most scuffed run ever. But I guess it goes to show you that not everything is perfect all the time. Now for this one, we could not teleport. It wasn't open, so we had to walk there. And I accidentally went this way. I didn't really mean to. I have to go down here, kill the boss, then backtrack to here. Now there's also a mini boss here, but you know, I'm pretty short on morale, and I'm just gonna finish my run today. We got 5 of our sap covered items. Let's see what we're going to get. Here we go, last boss, Secretary Vera. What a pain, right? Oh my goodness, totally terrible. This one, not too bad for level 80. We see attack, we see crit chance, but we really don't need to have health and effect resist onto a raid set. If that were something like speed, effectiveness, crit damage, that's what I want to see on my raid set. So we're going to get rid of that one. Now here we go. Okay, not bad. Hey, I like it. I like it a lot. 34. Health, defense, crit damage. Oh man, shoo. A Ravi. There's so many who could use this. We're gonna roll it. I can't wait. Where did it go? There it is. Second chest plate for today. Very nice. Now this one is a 34 starting value. Here we go. 5 in a defense, not amazing. I think 5 is 5 the min roll? I think it is. I think it's 5 to 9. Speaking of 9, there's the max roll. So that's nice. I like that. Let's get some more of this health. I want more health and at least one roll into crit. So now on plus 12, can I get a roll into crit? Then I'm plus 15, a roll right here into health. That would be pretty good. We're at a 66. That's exactly where we want to be on level 88 gear. This one's going to turn out amazing. Let's go ahead and drop 200 on this. Hey, there we go. I like it. This is going to be great. We're going to get definitely above a 90. I can feel it. Above a 90. Looks like we got like an average of an 8 and a 7, an average of 7, 7. Pretty good. Can I get a crit though? Can I get a crit? I need to have crit. If you use a pen set, right, we need to have more than 12 on every piece, or you need a piece with 20 to get to 100% crit chance. So let's go. Come on, come on. Why isn't it going? Ras, no, 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 not Ras. Ah, crit damage. Ah, it's a pretty good roll. We get a 90. I wanted that crit chance, but still, this one is going to be very, very good. Let's lock that one down and see what else we can get today. Well, that's going to be all the time we have for today. Let's go ahead and take a look at the heroes. We use Zahak today. We use Leia. I didn't actually need to bring her. I think some more damage would be good. Like maybe Floppy Hat Lilius. I think she'd be pretty okay. And we also brought in Landy. Landy was on Bloodstone. I just left her on there. I only need to have one healer if we have a Bloodstone hero, so that one works out pretty well. We can even bring in Sid if we wanted to. Now here's a look at Destina. She worked out pretty well. She does have pretty good effect resist. We want to have 200 to fully max out our effect resist on those bosses. Let's go now into Adventurer Ras. Basic build. We want to get up to 85 effectiveness. That way he can land that defense break. Now we really do need to have the effectiveness onto Wrath, especially if we're not bringing another hero that has debuffs. You can bring in a haste. That one's not bad. We brought in Milim. The problem with Milim is that we have no debuff. So we saw how scuffed that run was. Typically what I would do is I would bring in like a Fire Tenebria, right? Here's our main damage dealer on Mercedes. I would like to have her a little bit faster, right? I think maybe a speed pair of boots might be a little bit better than having an attack pair, but she does work out pretty good as long as you bring in plenty of dual attacks. And then we have Mascot Hazel. Hate her. Hate Mascot Hazel. Hate everything about her. We need to change this artifact. I think she would work better on Wondrous Potion Vial. I think that would work out much better. And let's go into the um, ice ones now. We had Seaside Bologna. She's basically not even there. I would rather bring her into Nightmare Era Hakken, right? She basically didn't do anything. I brought her because she has a AoE on her S number 3, but this boss shuts off her passive ability, so she doesn't really work. Here we go with Shu, and this is a very good Shu if you ask me. I'd like to see maybe 200 more defense. Other than that, fantastic. And we have her onto the Daydream Joker for big, big damage. Now we come to Brieg. This Brieg actually pretty good as well. I'd like to see 22, 23k here. We don't need quite this much effectiveness because he has the effectiveness onto his S number 3. But this guy puts in a ton of work, and we have him onto Steadfast Gatekeeper. If you have a different kind of artifact that does damage, like maybe Mort's artifact, or maybe like the Sunglasses Charlotte artifact, that would be pretty good as well. I like to use Angelic Montmorency, but unfortunately she was not built, so we had to pull in Amelia. And Amelia, she worked pretty good, honestly, right? We didn't need a ton of healing, and she cycles heroes really fast, so I did like that. This one worked out pretty well, even though we only had 3 of our damage dealers. Man, I probably should build like a Ran, like even a high damage, mediocre speed Ran, just for this fight. I think that would be worth it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Give me a like so other people just like you can find it as well. Until next time, happy hunting and don't have scuffed battles like me.